of hands, how many people here, when you watch television now, outside of live sports, watch it on your time, not when it actually airs? Netflix, HBO Go, TiVo, DVR. Raise your hands if you watch TV on your time, not when it airs. Raise your hands high. Let me see. Yep, everybody. And how many of you fast forward every single commercial when given a chance? 90, stick with me, $90 billion is spent on making 30-second videos and then spent on advertising for you to see it. And in 2016, none of you are doing it. None. This is not 14-year-old girls, this is 90-year-old dudes are fast-forwarding. Everybody is doing that. And so, even if an advertiser, my clients, Dove Soap, Johnson & Johnson, even if they're lucky that the commercial gets aired in front of you because you dropped the remote control off your bed, right? Right? Even if that lucky thing happens for them, the second that commercial airs, everybody in this room grabs this. And you tweet about what LeBron just did, or you check your business numbers, but I promise you one thing, you do not give attention to that video. When that $90 billion becomes $45 billion in 24 months, and it will, and let me tell you why it will. Has anybody seen the ratings on the Olympics? They are crap. They're crap because the world has changed. This has taken over. It just has. I'm sorry it happened. I know there's a lot of people in this room get really sad that we're on this all the time. I understand. It's super emotional. You wish it was 1964. Mazel tov. It's not. I'm sorry it happened. But when that $45 billion comes into this ecosystem, and when Under Armour wants to get in front of people that care about MMA, and they're going to be paying a hell of a lot more than you are. And that's the punchline, my friends.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Inside the Dojo. I'm your host, Willie the Bam Johnson, along with my lovely family, my wife, Kimberly Johnson, my son, Marco the Answer Johnson, and my two precious jewels, Messiah Johnson and Zarion Johnson, are part of our Dojo Kids crew. We're here to empower you, get you going, motivating you with the principles, concepts of martial arts as a lifestyle. Inside the Dojo.
We talked about accountability, we talked about an energy of greatness, we talked about shaping our experiences, right? Okay, now, we're going to talk about the fourth ingredient, what's standing in the way. What is the obstacle? Because we live in this sometimes prison, right? Things are looming over us, and we're behind these walls. And on the wall is the graffiti. And written on those walls is fear, anxiety, and doubt. And if we can break down that wall, because a lot maybe in our life is doing really well now, but there are other areas that we got to work on. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And what's standing in the way? And we talked about that damn struggle. You know about that struggle. It causes confusion. It adds to our fear. It makes us feel unsettled. And as a martial artist, what do we have to do? We have to push through it. The next voice I want you to hear is somebody that's still struggling. He's not at the top. He's right there in the white waters. But I want you to hear and feel his reference point, his thought model, and its intensity. Give a nice, warm EFC welcome to Mr. Bam Johnson.
John asked me to come and speak. I said, me, not me. But then when we talk a lot every 2 weeks. He told me what he wanted me to talk about. It's kind of hard because my life is kind of like all over the place. When I try to put my life together in a book, it's kind of hard because I just did so many things in my life. But I like to start where this one particular day on October the 29th, 1989, I had no purpose. I was a dead man walking. I didn't care about nobody. I didn't care about living. And I stood there in a maximum security prison cell with a white sheet going through my fingertips. And I was about ready to commit suicide. And a fleeing thought just came to me, and it was my mom. And all I could think about her was in a welfare line, collecting cheese, and making one little speech to me before she died in my arms from cancer. And that was, "Bam, Bam, be good." That still wasn't enough. I guess God made my little son come to my eyes, and I seen him growing up to become one of those thugs and gangsters that I thought I was in my neighborhood. And I dropped down, I begged God, please, if you would give me another chance and allow me to go back to my martial arts. I swear to you, I will never, ever abandon you again. You gave me everything since the age of 17. Mr. Kokinas taught me in a classroom on a blackboard. I was the littlest kid, and amongst all the board of directors, Mr. Kovar, Mr. LaValle, my instructor, Master Brown, demonstrating, but I took it all for granted. And when God answered my prayers, I decided to jump up in that prison cell, and I began to do push-ups and kicks every day. I began to go to the library and read every book. I don't care what it was, anything that dealt with self-empowerment, I did, because I didn't need the answers. It was already inside of me. I just didn't use them. And on that day when they released me out of jail with $20, a dream, and a vision, and believing in the unseen, I was committed to go back and get my son and relive my dreams. That 6-year-old kid who promised that he would do martial arts so he can get his mother out the projects. When I got on that bus and I stopped there in D.C. and I called my instructor, every time I look, when I caught my instructor, the greatest person in this whole wide world, Master Brown, after all I did to him, he said, "Come and live with me, Bam Bam." And I said, "No, sir, I need to live by myself. I need to check in a shelter, and I need to live on the street so I can make this dream come true." And I checked in the shelter, I got a job, and I ran the Washington Monument every day, and I worked out every day. And my instructor brought me back in the school, and the school grew. And from that, every dream I had as a little kid, from being in movies and getting my son, anything that I dreamt about as a 6-year-old manifests into reality. My school prospered in EFC, at the top of the all-star list. But because of me, sometimes our worst enemy is ourself. I begin to have self-doubt. I begin to question myself. I begin to live based on my ego. And I believe we took a drop in EFC. And even if you look in the all-star book now, you see it's like right there around 10. But it doesn't matter because I know what my purpose is. I know what my family, as John said, look at what your weakness is. My weakness is myself. And all I got to do is look and believe and crack down and begin to go in my school and know that my purpose is to make sure each and every last one of those little kids coming at school, they don't be the person I used to be. They don't have self-doubt. I make them parents feel happy, feel joyful, and remember that if I don't give what I learned from my instructor and from Mr. Kokinas right there, if I don't give it back and keep giving it back, my school will never grow. Today, I know that I'm wealthy. I don't need money or nothing like that to make me happy because all that wealth is right there inside. What I need to do is show that every time I open up the doors. And thanks to my instructor, he has given me the strength and the power to be able to do that, and Mr. John Kokinas. So I know today what my purpose is. And as John reminds me all the time, what is your purpose? And my purpose is to give back. And I guess as I put this mic down, look inside yourself. Ask what your purpose is. What excuse do you really have? Anybody in there says the economy or whatever, it ain't the economy. What excuse do you have? I was in a prison cell ready to give up. And I dig down inside myself, and everywhere from Miss Joyce Santa Maria, Mr. Deaton, everybody right there to stand up here. This is kind of like my testimony to say thank you, Master Ernie, Master Tony Thompson, everybody in this room, Master Doyen over there, and Mr. LaValle. Without you guys, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. And it's my duty to continue on and make my school a success by making every little kid. I think I say this for myself to make sure no kid ever be like the person I used to be. And for that, that's the greatest thing that martial arts has taught me. So thank you. No human being on this planet got the strength to beat you down, or to take your heart, or to take your spirit. The only thing that can hurt you is you. Suck it up! There you go, come on, one arm. It don't matter, just do it. Get it out. Don't let it break you down.
The energy that comes off this guy is just phenomenal, and it's contagious.
When you come here, you leave behind everyday worries. You know, the frustration at work. Not every day is perfect, but when you come here, you know, you leave everything behind.
I mean, everyone has their own drama, but it's nice to get away from the 7 days a week that I have at home.
Well, it's not only about the physical stuff, it's also about how to defend yourself. It's about discipline and focus.
It gives me confidence and for myself to be strong and like to not back away from anything.
In life, something's always going to be happening. You're never going to have a clear path towards success. There's going to always be something coming towards you.
Once you change your attitude in life, things start to work, you know, in mysterious ways.
I feel strong, I respect myself. Yeah, I feel like brand new every time I walk out of here.
I love that I came to Bam's Kung Fu. If it wasn't for my dad, I probably would still be overweight and not happy.
Harder! Harder! Because the girl's not going to be hitting you on the street, the guy is. Harder!
When you hear the word the BAM, it goes beyond just the energy. It goes beyond just WMAC master. It goes to a great father. It goes to a loving husband. It goes to all those things, the things that I strive to one day be.
Go, punch!
He is just the embodiment of what a role model should be.
Don't you quit. Don't quit. Come on. Come on, Mr. Marvin. You know why I'm here.
I don't think they know how much they mean to me and Seth. Me as a single mom, he doesn't have a male to look up to in the household. And so when he comes home and he says, you know, Professor Bam told me I was a champion today.
Come on.
It means the world to me because he has someone that he can look up to every day when he comes into the school and say, I want to be a man just like that.
The memories that you make here are memories that will stay with you forever.